Okay, today we're going to be spending $500 to build a fragrance collection that is worth thousands. If you were to calculate these at the retail prices that are not only advertised but are actually sold at, you would end up paying a bit more than what you're paying here. We only have 7 fragrances, so we're keeping it real lean. We're trimming the fat and we're only bringing to you the ones that really are great value, great bang for your buck. And this next part is really important, so listen up, okay? This only equals out to about $500 if you're shopping at discounters, and more specifically, if you're shopping at the discounters that I referenced to put this video together. So everything will be linked down below. As we go through each one, I'm going to list off the current price that I just quoted them at just minutes before shooting this. So as of right now, unless something has sold out or they decided to randomly just jack prices up, these are where they fall. This next part is very important too. If you're watching this video in a couple months from now, a couple weeks from now, a couple years from now, any or all of the above, this very well could have changed. This is a very common thing with discounted fragrances where prices just can be all over the place. Retail stays consistent. Discounters, they change things left and right. So if things aren't adding up in the future, that's just par for the course and you have to adjust accordingly. So again, links will be down below. I'm going to reference the price of each one of these and then that'll just kind of get you to where we're at. We're actually at $507 about, and that is before tax, before shipping, just subtotal going through all of these here. So pretty solid. And maybe if you were to add up the retail, it wouldn't be worth thousands, but it would be about 1,000 probably. So, you're able to save a lot of money just by shopping somewhere else than retail. Okay, enough. Now let's get started, okay? The first one is Spice Bomb Extreme. Now, one important thing I did for this video was I tried to kind of add some variety. So we have spring, summer, fall, winter. And working within a budget to make it to, right at about $500, it's a little bit tough because there are things I had to exclude in order to meet this budget because I didn't want to blow the budget in like 3 fragrances, right? That's not enough variety. I didn't want to add a bunch of cheapies that would raise us up to 15 fragrances. So I think this 7's a really good balance. You'll find that all of these are just really good for the price. Spice Bomb Extreme, I quoted this one out at $75 for 90 ml. That's very much below market value. So link down below, it's that first link. Check this out for 75 bucks. That's the lowest you're ever going to be able to get a 90 ml new in box bottle of Spice Bomb Extreme. And I forgot to mention, this video is chock full of really good deals too. That's kind of what I do. I have a mailing list you can sign up to. Anytime the best deals come in stock, I notify my email subscribers first. So this video has a lot of that because we're really picking through all of the providers out there to get you the best prices. So Spice Bomb Extreme, 75 bucks. Fantastic purchase. It's got tobacco, quite a bit of it, quite a bit of vanilla, and a lot of black pepper. Spicy, sweet, smoky, rich, sexy. It's a beast mode scent as well. This is perfect for the holiday season. So you could wear it in winter in general, extending past the holidays into the new year. For me personally though, it is very indicative of just Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, just right there in that little span of a couple months where there's just a whole bunch of holidays and festivities all happening a lot together there in the cooler times of the year. This just has that type of smell to it. Next up, jumping straight into summer with Light Blue Italian Love. Now this one's discontinued officially, but you can get it right now. 80 bucks, 100 ml new in box. So not too far off compared to what it used to be when it was in production. This was never around long enough to come down to a price lower than that. Now, every now and then you would get lucky and score a bottle for like 40 to 50 bucks for 100 ml. But that was never on a consistent basis. That was something where it would pop in stock at Joe Ma shop for like 40, 45 bucks. I would send out an email about it and then it would sell out instantly and everybody else would be wondering what happened to it. It sold out because I told everybody about it, and it just usually would never stay at that price. And then typically it would usually fall around $70 to $80, somewhere around in there, and typically sell out again pretty quickly. So this one's always been just all over the place because it was only out for not even a couple of years. I mean, just really maybe even a year and a half or something. This is a pretty short-lived run, same with Light Blue Forever, but I'm telling you, this DNA is phenomenal for summertime. Okay, it's got a lot of grapefruit, a lot of bergamot in this one here, ozonic notes, and violet leaf. It's kind of watery, very aldehydic, right? Airy, light, fresh, wispy, with a very realistic, very sour, punchy, and strong grapefruit note that is not for everybody. You know, you'll see some people say that it kind of has almost a body odor smell or something like that, which I've seen said before with other strong sour citrus fragrances. So for some people, this just doesn't work, okay? Make that known before you jump into it. Not everybody's favorite type of scent, but generally, if you're after a unique designer for summertime, this is something to look into, and this works so well for those brutal, hot, scorching summer days. So we're going to go from summer to spring. We have Paradise Garden by Jean-Paul Gaultier. You know, at one point I was going to say this was the most hyped release of the year by far. I mean, that's how it looked back in, what was it, spring, early summer when this one came out and hit discounters. It was just like everybody rushing to get it. It was crazy, just all over the place, selling out instantaneously. Everybody was wanting to get a bottle of this stuff. And just at the time, this was one of the most hyped fragrances I've seen for a while. You know, I would put it up against like Sauvage Elixir and things like that. You know, even the new Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera was pretty hot, pretty popular, but I feel like this one stirred up a lot more attention just because, that Chanel, I think, was probably a letdown for a lot of people. So it was something. It was really cool to see just how instantly this one took off. As the year went on and we started getting, Boss Bottled Absolute and Eros Energy and maybe a couple others, I don't know if this was ranked at #1 for the most hype scent of the year, but it's still pretty close. Okay, I got this one at $125 right now, about the lowest price I've seen it for on a consistent basis. Has it gotten below 125? A little bit, maybe, but not for long. 125 for 125 ml, $1 per milliliter for this one, given that it's still very new and very popular. I'll take that any day of the week. I can't remember exactly what it's retailing for. The problem with retail is that it just sells out there too. So this is a very green scent. So it has green notes, quite a bit of mint, and then you're getting some of that pineapple, coconut, sweet tropical smell that is found in Les Beaux Original and Les Beaux Les Parfums. It's just a fresher, greener take. So where Les Beaux and Les Beaux Les Parfums might sometimes be a little bit too sweet for summer, this one freshens it up, and it just, the green accords make it more of a spring scent, but you could work this one into a summer rotation too without too much of an issue. I also think that it's probably a little bit more unique and a little bit more appealing to fragrance enthusiasts compared to the first two, just given that green note and even some of that fig that they're using in here. There's a reason why it's so popular. It really holds up to the hype. Next up, going back into fall/winter, this could be kind of used for either, just whatever you're really feeling like that day. At $40, Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Typically, 40 is doing really good, 100 ml. Sometimes you might be looking at around 50. Fragrance By was running this for, what was it, 32 during a sale here recently, and it was 100 ml testers. And of course, it sold out really quick at that price and hasn't been back yet. But 40, 100 ml new in box, about the lowest price I can see it for right now. I think it's worth every bit of 40. I think it's worth every bit of 50, 55 as well. It is a fantastic vanilla scent. I was going to elaborate, vanilla with some benzoin and a little bit of ambroxan, but it's really easy enough just to call it a vanilla scent. That's basically what it is. from start to finish, opening to dry down. This one breathes, lives, and sleeps vanilla. I mean, it's amazing. It's really nice, creamy, rich, syrupy. Has a nice seductive edge. You know, it's not your usual masculine scent. It's of the newer genre, sweet style men's fragrance, even though it's not all that new. I mean, it's been out for a good solid few years now, but it's still something that it holds up really well in this market right now, given the direction that men's fragrances are continuing to go. Overall, I love this one. It's one of my favorites, you know, and the price point has so much to do with that. And I'm always open and transparent about that. You know, it would be a completely different story if this was $100 at discounters. I would still love it. I would still talk about it. But the fact that you can get it for $40, you know, you're really, really close to a cheapy price, which for me, I always consider $30 range and less to be cheapy. Although these days with how expensive things are getting, maybe even 40 could almost be considered cheapy. But I mean, it's right there on the edge and you get so much fragrance for the price. Next up, we have a niche scent, okay? This is like one of the only niche brands that you could put into videos like this with a moderate budget and not blow the whole thing, right? Because if I put in a Parfums de Marly or, you know, even a Xerjoff or a Creed or something like that, you're eating up a lot of bandwidth, and then you probably have to knock a couple off of here or substitute in a couple cheapies like, you know, $20, $25 cents or something. This is cheaper than the Les Beaux Paradise Garden we talked about, cheaper than a lot of designer fragrances these days. It's Manera Intense Cedrat Boisé. I was building that one up as if people didn't know it was Manera. You know, who am I kidding? You guys know by now what the budget niche brand is, and I hate to even say that because it sounds like negative, or it sounds like like I'm downplaying the scent. I am not. I'm not downplaying the scent or the brand by calling this a budget niche brand, because these are phenomenal quality. If anybody were to ask me, hey, I want to get into niche, which should I look at? Manera, Intense Cedrat Boisé, maybe Cosmic Pepper or Tonka Cola. Even if they were saying, hey, I want to get into fragrances and I want a sweet, fruity, woody scent, what should I look at? Intense Cedrat Boisé by Manera, right? Because it's that, sweet, fruity, and woody, and it's $85. That's what I have this one clocked at right now. 120, full presentation, sealed up box. That's on the lower end of things as well. That's a really good price for this one. You know, maybe some other places you're paying $100 for it. Still more than worth it, and still cheaper than some notable designers. A lot of YSLs, Dior's, Armani's, Gucci's, and Chanel's are going for over $100. So I already described the scent, and you guys know it anyway. Just nice fruits off the opening with a nice sweet woodiness. You know, Aventus comparisons linger, right? And, you know, I see it and I understand it. Not enough to where I would call it a clone. Some people will go back and forth on that. You know, for me, clone is like 90 to 95% accurate or similar to that DNA. That's what I would consider to be a clone most of the time. This is not 90 to 95% close to Aventus. There is quite a bit of a staggering difference, mainly not a birch note, really, okay? Not really even, the sweetness is from the fruity notes too, but it's not even necessarily a straight up pineapple sweetness. You're not getting a black currant. You're not getting a brighter bergamot note. It just doesn't really have the same type of effervescent sparkle and bright freshness that Aventus has. Like, for example, I would consider Aventus to be a summer scent. Also one that people will go back and forth on. I have worn Aventus the most in summer over the past 7 years of wearing either Aventus or Aventus clones. Summer heat is when I like it most. And so, you know, this one is not what I would consider to be a summer scent. It will work. Options are better for summer. I would consider this to be more of a spring, fall, winter / you know, maybe summer evening date nights or something. So you're getting a lot of versatility out of this one for, you know, a price well under $100. What a great purchase. Niche on a budget, and you're not skimping on the scent either. You know, just because it's more affordable than other niche, more affordable than some designer, it doesn't mean you're taking a hit in terms of quality or performance. Presentation is nice with a magnetic cap. Performance is 12 plus hours beast mode. Rocus Mustache Eau de Parfum. To me, it's fall. I mean, this is the quintessential fall scent for me. Also YSL Tuxedo, but you know, if we put that in, we're looking at $250 at a minimum, and that's if you're lucky. Sometimes it's going to be, you know, $260, $270 at discounters. That's eating up way too much budget. So for $37, 4.2, new in box, you know, you can get this. And that's about where it sits usually. Sometimes you might get into the 40, mid 40 range, you know, somewhere around in there. It's a vanilla kind of patchouli scent. Less focus on patchouli here than in Tuxedo. More of a focus on the vanilla and pink pepper and benzoin combination, but still getting some of that patchouli and some of the spices like in YSL Tuxedo itself. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this DNA that makes it smell so much like the season of autumn for me, but it just does. And so that's what I categorize this one as. But of course, you could run this one well into winter time and even early spring. Okay, we're going to finish this video off with, I guess, kind of an all year round office scent or school scent or work scent or whatever you want to call it. At $65 for 100 ml, it's Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense. So you get a little bit of iris, but a lot of woods and a lot of aromatics, you know, such as like a pretty prominent lavender and kind of fir note in here. Almost like a musky cashmere accord as well, and just some woods, some pretty light sandal and things like that. So the iris is on the fresher, soapier side of things, but also not as fresh as something like Prada L'Homme either. Kind of strikes a pretty respectable balance here. So spring, summer, fall, winter, really anything for Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense. At $65 for 100 milliliter, this is one of the most affordable Gentleman fragrances out right now. I would say this and Gentleman Eau de Toilette 2017 are two of the most affordable ones. You start getting into Gentleman Eau de Parfum, Reserve Privé, Society Extreme, price starts going up. So I think dollar for dollar, that one's a great one for all year round. And I think overall, these 7 fragrances would build up a solid, rock solid fragrance collection for most people out there. That's going to do it for me, guys. Again, all these will be linked down below for the prices I talked about, which are subject to change in the future. So, you know, most of them aren't going to change so much that it completely makes the video irrelevant. You might be spending a little bit more at the end of the day, but still, this is a really good guideline to follow. If some of these are too expensive and you don't want to blind buy, it's understandable. You can head over to our website, decantcenter.com. We'd be happy to help you out, get you some samples shipped straight to your door. If you're looking for 5 milliliter, 10 milliliter samples, we do that. We ship every day of the week, and free shipping over $49. Got great rewards program, free sample with every order. Love to help you out and make sure that you make the right choice before you make a costly mistake potentially by blind buying any of these if you are on the fence. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.